Welcome back, Room 19. We started taking some live notes on Friday, and I want to quickly review it. Initially, we had started this as 8:14, so I'm going to add an 8:17 in my date. So equivalent fractions, 2L, 2R. I have my little holder here. So I'm going to bring us right back to where we were and do a quick recap for those of you that might have missed it for whatever reason. Our topic here, we are looking at equivalent fractions, something you definitely looked at in 4th grade. I messed up the date last time. I'm going to put a new date on the section that we're starting now. So our objective, I will generate, which means to create or to make and explain. So that means you can put together equivalent fractions and then show someone how that works. Simple equivalent fractions. So let's read it one more time. I will generate and explain simple equivalent fractions. Remember, equi means equal. All right. Our first example is 1/2. Someone had given us the example was 2/4. So we used our ruler to draw from margin to margin, 1 bar. We cut it in half. And then we did a similar or an exact copy. And instead of cutting it into 2 pieces like this denominator says, we broke it into 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we are showing 1/2 is equivalent to 1/4 and 1/4 or 2/4. We took it another step further. We brought in another bar. And we increased from 2 to 4. We doubled it to 8. So now we have 8 pieces. 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1, 2, 3, 4/8 is equivalent to 2/4 and 1/2. We quickly wrote a statement. I noticed that the denominator gets bigger, but the pieces get smaller. This is really the most important part about recognizing a big denominator means tiny pieces. A little denominator means bigger pieces. I would much prefer half of a pizza than 1/8 of a pizza. Mrs. McNeil would probably prefer that I eat less than a half a pizza. You know, keep me alive. All right, let's take a look at something that's fresh. And I'm going to go ahead and date this since it is a new day. I've got 2 examples here, and something that if you have these handy, these are going to be really helpful with fractions. These are little post-it note strips. I've taken a post-it note strip and I've cut it into 3 equal pieces. So since I have 1, 2, 3 pieces, my denominator is 3. Here I've got another post-it strip, and let's count the pieces. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means my denominator is going to be 6. So let's take my highlighter out. Hopefully this shows up. If I come through and that's not going to work on this color. Let's use one of these flare pens. If I shade it in, 1. If I shade it in 2 pieces, I would have 2/3. So I want an equivalent section on here. I can actually lift up the strip, bring it close, and see. This is not enough. This is not enough. This is not enough. Now I'm there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4/6. So I have 2/3 and 4/6. I've generated these 2 equivalent fractions, and I can explain it because if I take the 2 and place them next to each other, I can visibly see that the same amount of space is shaded. Even though the second fraction has tinier pieces than the first fraction, I can model the difference. So generated, and now I've explained. Now, to see how much you know about equivalent fractions, I have loaded 12 questions into Prodigy. So when you get into Prodigy, you're going to need to battle. Inside the battle, I've hidden the 12 questions. If you go into Prodigy and just mess with your avatar and don't battle, you won't get the questions. If you don't do the questions, I'll see it, and I'll be following up with you. But you need to get in, and you need to battle for 12 questions. All right, and I will see you at, let's see, what time? I'm going to see you at 11. And come on to Zoom at 11, and we will do some more with fractions live. All right, guys, have a great battle in Prodigy. Adios, muchachos.